Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. My name's Richard, and this is the top 10 worst hit songs of 2025. Yeah, I got nothing up my sleeve this year. No surprise, no, hey, you're actually getting 15 this year. 2025 does not deserve it. 2025 was the year of Beautiful Things and Lose Control. 2025 was the year Billboard and radio slept at the wheel for 12 months. Why are you still here? Granted, I wouldn't trust Billboard either. Billboard can't even do a web page redesign properly. What the hell am I looking at here? Can't even get the text within the border. Which web design is my passion, dude? Did you hire for this? Jesus Christ. And whenever something different did look like it was happening, they just rushed straight back to the comfort blanket that was 2024. When album bombs came in, or big artists looked like they were going to break up the total snooze fest of a year, nope. Sorry, I have a fever, and the only cure is Beautiful Things and Lose Control. Please, for the love of God, take these beautiful things before I lose control. And yes, I know, there were plenty more horrifying real-life things to contend with in 2025 than names and numbers on a chart, but also, man, it would have been nice to have a lot more popular music to lead us through these difficult times. So if this list seems less on effort than previous years, just know it's because I'm working with what I have, and counting the decision I made when I started doing these year-end list videos, that any song that charted this year could go onto the list as an absolute blessing. Even though I end up scraping the barrel in a lot of ways, this year more than ever, you have been warned. Several of these songs barely featured on the charts, so it's highly likely I'm playing you songs you can't remember or you've never heard of before. But they're worth remembering for one reason or another in this completely unmemorable year. And as a last note, if you're watching this Jimmy Fallon, no clips or footage from your show appear in this video, so you or your network goons have no reason to throw another bullshit copyright block at one of my videos again and completely ruin the success of a project I've poured months of work into. Although personally I'd worry more about how sick of dealing with your shit your own staff and lawyers must be, and wonder why someone who's worth $60 million is coming down to my level. But I'm guessing someone who thought doing blackface would be funny doesn't really do a whole lot of thinking. But still, if you could leave me the fuck alone this year-end list season, that'd be just great. Anyway, let's get counting, shall we? Number 10.
Heard that you were late going home. Knew it right away, something's wrong. Guess you gotta go when the angels calling.
This reminds me of that one time Lil Baby and DaBaby made a song together. Like, hey, you've got baby in your name, I've got baby in mine, let's make a song together. For the memes or something, I don't know. So here we are. Two food items combined to bring out the worst in each other. Well, maybe not the worst, but nothing with any degree of flavour. It's funny how it reads as Marshmallow featuring Jelly Roll, as you keep listening to this song expecting one of his signature genre-bending style drops to happen, and it just never does. If you had no name in front of you as to who this was, you'd think this could come from anyone, and the flaws in his production work are exposed badly. The drum work here lacks any kind of muscle to bring out the seriousness of the subject matter, paying tribute to those who have fallen, but it does a terrible job of telling any kind of narrative around it. Where it would have been much more effective to focus in on one particular person that's been lost along the way, but its willingness to just give up and repeat itself speaks volumes. Not going deeper into the religious angle, not going deeper into the memories of those lost, just pour one out. And whatever the hell this is. Oh yeah, Jelly Roll is also here. Well anyway, no, I'm serious, he's just doing his Jelly Roll thing. He became thoroughly overexposed last year, and while it wasn't quite so bad in 2025, there's just nothing to his performance that brings any kind of gravitas. Not that he could do anything with how basic this song is, it's a song that starts and ends in first gear. I don't normally talk about songs and the perceived absence of good, but if I was to have one from this year, it would be this one. Just a big old bag of absolutely nothing that you will have forgotten about before this video is even finished. Number 9. Alright, it's that time of the video where we see what rave DJ, David Guetta, got up to this year. Oh David, you make writing worst lists so easy for me. I stress about the writing of some of these entries so much, there are multiple drafts for each entry sometimes. But this, I'll put together in a matter of 5 minutes and then I'll go and get something to eat. What else is there even to say anymore that hasn't been said in multiple other videos multiple times already? Wait, doesn't this sound familiar? It's because I'm playing audio from my worst list from last year. Because if David Guetta is going to be this lazy, so am I. I'm basically going to copy and paste everything I've said here, so I too can be efficient and we can all move on to talking about artists who I haven't run out of things to say about. What can I say? I'm a man of my word. Why yes, that is Numa Numa. I thought Rihanna had pretty definitively sampled this to as good a point as any 16 years ago. Oh wait, sorry, I can't keep using audio from last year. Here, let me try and think of something to say. What the fuck, David? Of all the songs for you to lazily sample that have already been sampled, you're going to pick another one that was already comparatively sampled 16 years ago. Wait, have I just made a whole connection here? Probably not. And once again, it's just the worst kind of bad song. The one that doesn't try to do anything weird or creative. It just sounds like he was DJing one day and was fading out one track while bringing in another and thought, hey, what if I just make it an acceptable radio runtime, add Ava Max, who sounds like they're cashing in an easy check and putting in as little effort to work for it, and hit send. And here we are once again. The epitome of everything that David Guetta has become. A paint-by-numbers DJ colouring in all the lines that are required to make whatever he is creating into a complete project. All the colours are there and everything's in the right place, but there's a giant gaping black hole in the centre of the picture where a soul, creativity, or anything interesting should be. I can't even be bothered to find a segue joke for the sake of playing the David Guetta cures racism meme, or point out one particular line over another and find some creative angle to look at it from. Such is its laziness, such is its pointlessness. It's a magical kind of bad song that just transcends criticism. I hate that we've reached this point because he knows he can get away with doing this time after time after time. He had an interview in January of this year where he said he wanted to stop doing all of the obvious sampling. Brilliant. He and I can now finally move on, and just kidding, he lasted for 6 months. I fully expect future Richard to be coming back and doing this all over again next year, and the year after that, and the year after that, and on, forever. David Guetta represents the worst kind of nostalgia, not artistically moving on himself, and deeply buried in past goodwill that no one will move on from themselves. But I beg you, please, don't make me do this again. Number 8.
I wish it was just us in this bitch, but they can't trust us in this bitch, cause I'm trying to bust nuts in this Let's keep it on a hush hush in this bitch. I told her she's so pretty.
You do not remember this song. Some of you might not have even heard it. I could be entirely pulling your leg right now if you don't follow the charts closely. But I promise you, this charted for one solitary week and then immediately tanked. Just one of several occasions where big names had new songs in 2025 and just couldn't get any kind of movement or love from the radio. And it's kind of a shame it came to this. Jack's been wanting to work with Doja Cat for years, both have made music that I really like, and both have had songs that spent a long time on the charts, so this really wasn't doomed to fail. But it just doesn't work on every level. There's a difference between laid-back cool and just sounding like you don't care, and unfortunately, this is very much the latter. The beat sounds like something found in Drake's recycling bin, just a loop with no kind of switch up, changes or dynamic flair, and Jack Harlow constantly rhyming the same words over and over and over again, and sounding like he can't think of a punchline. Doja Cat fares better and brings a bit of personality, but the telling line comes towards the end of her verse.
I'm throwing ass to some bad music. Yeah, I'm that stupid like duh.
Yeah, I don't care if it's ironic or self-deprecation, both of you sound like you don't care. And the music video serves as a reminder that I'd rather be listening to any of the people who randomly turned up for it. Both of you can be fun, both of you can make great music, and it's a goddamn shame a collaboration between them brought out the worst in both parties here. Anyway, speaking of songs that charted for 1 week and then disappeared. Number 7. We just couldn't let them go, could we?
Baby, you're priceless. I never had anything like this. I'm resting my head on your thighs.
Why? And those are my thoughts. Moving on. Fine, I'll try and gather some thoughts for the sake of professionalism. But the timestamps are in the box below if you want to skip forward, because really, nobody should be talking about Adam Levine +4 in the big old year of 2025. We have danced this tired dance multiple times already. And speaking of tired, literally everyone involved making this. I have seen local pub bands 3 to 4 drinks down perform more coherently. No, scratch that. I'll go further. I've seen brass bands full of elderly people outside of a supermarket at Christmas time who play with more effort than this utterly pathetic excuse for a song. A guitar tone and timbre so limp and lacking in any kind of energy or groove. How on earth was this the same band who made songs like Sunday Morning or Makes Me Wonder? Granted, if I was working with Adam Levine, I wouldn't be bothered to put in any effort either. This band has been done for years. There's nothing in the tank. So what do you do when you're all out of fucks to give?
Yeah, talking sheep, boy, stop it. Got my love, that's a real big profit.
Get someone from one of the hottest girl groups around. Let's face it, no one is here for Maroon 5. The Blackpink stans have all come over to see Lisa, who is given absolutely nothing to work with. And say what you want to about Blackpink. I mean, I won't because their fans terrify me, but I know a Blackpink song when I hear it. It's loud, it's bombastic, it's in your face, and it's impossible to ignore. And here she just sounds completely lost. This was clearly a business decision or record label agreement. Blackpink stans took one listen to this and then immediately bounced. So all you're left with is the music video and watching a man 18 years older than Lisa fumble around with her in the dark. Did you tell her that her body was absurd, Adam? I bet you did, you massive creep. Fucking gross. Yeah, I know, charted for 1 week again. It's the easiest of targets, and I really shouldn't be dedicating an entire spot to it. But if you're going to be so embarrassingly desperate for a hit again and make something so immediately disposable, I'm going to call you out on it. And if you thought Maroon 5 didn't have any more sharks left to jump, guess who's on the new album?
Sexy! Break my heart, babe, I don't mind. Do what you want, cause you just that fine. Make my day, that's my little sunshine. Yeah, listening to rumors and I'm legally blind.
The shamelessness of this guy truly knows no end. Number 6. You know who I miss? Dan and Shay. You all yelled at them, and the worst thing they ever did was tell you that they were glad that you existed. Oh yeah, we are back. Boyfriend Country 2.0 is here, baby. We are so back. We're going to love you more than ever. We're going to take care of all the household jobs. We're going to watch every season of your reality TV shows with you. I mean, how many shows about real housewives can there be? Oh my god, there's so many. Okay, fine. I promise to always bring home cake and leave the toilet seat down. But regardless, we are so back, and we are so gone after a single week. Oh well, sorry guys. Nobody else misses you, but I do. Because your replacement is this.
When you're all over him, I hope you're all over me. I got a king-size bed, just missing a queen. Make me your first call, after your last call with him. And you won't ever be single again.
2025 adds another name to a long list of entirely interchangeable country guys who have one or two songs and then disappear from any Billboard relevance. Step forward, Josh Ross. Who is he? It doesn't matter. I'm not normally one for predictions, but you're never hearing from this guy again. So, hi Todd in the Shadows Reddit, thank you for randomly mentioning me last year and giving me the first positive experience that I've ever had with the platform. There truly is a first time for anything, and you can add Josh Ross to a long list of people who I doubt will be getting a one-hit wonder episode on.
I heard you went and met someone, but I got a little cold beer buzz and he ain't here right now.
It's the presumptuous nature of this one that is truly gross. Just treating a woman who he spends no time describing or painting any form of picture on who she is as a person. Just the image of a woman whose crime is being with another guy, and so Josh has no choice but to get her to leave him so he can have her all to himself instead. Does the song explain anything about the other guy? Nope, nothing at all.
Make me your first call, after your last call with him. And you won't ever be single again.
Yeah, make me your first call. Jesus Christ. I know country's had a largely one-sided crush on hip-hop for many decades now, but we normally have Future who comes and plays the role of taking your girl instead. It really doesn't work when you sound this uninterested and performing with all the passion of reading a grocery list. Also, you do realise when you say same old Tennessee, it means the same old, right? You're literally describing yourself as being boring, which, hey, I'm glad we could agree on something.
I'll treat you better than he ever did.
Really? Do you remember the last time someone said they were going to treat you better?
Better than he can, better than he can, better than he can. I got a Cabernet with your name on it. A slow drive on a Sunday, you can count on it.
Oh, come on, babe. I've got a bottle of wine and a slightly larger than normal sized bed. Now, we having sex or what?
Girl, when we're together, you won't ever wish.
I don't really want any kind of relationship with you. I'm just horny and hiding it behind a thin veil of phony southern charm. Wait, did I say that last bit out loud? Scratch that part. Do I need to go on? There's nothing about this performance that's memorable, shrink-wrapped in solid production and instrumentation, that sounds like he asked Suno to create something that kinda sounds like Castle on the Hill by Ed Sheeran. Topped off with the kind of self-serving mewling and sneering attitude that would probably lead this poor woman to say, fuck the pair of you, because her being single again would probably be the best result for anyone here. So that's the first half of the list done. We're going to go through some dishonourable mentions next, but before we continue, if you're enjoying this video, please consider giving it a like and a comment down below. The algorithm is not kind to me at the best of times, but these worst list videos get the most attention, so the more engagement I get, I would really appreciate. And if you'd like to support the channel and everything I do here, my Patreon is just $1 a month, link is in the description below. Thank you for continuing to watch and support me, and now let's get those dishonourable mentions done.
Doing alright for the shape I'm in, sitting by the fire with some damn good friends.
Spoiler alert, the friends are names of whiskies. Wow, what a twist. Didn't see that coming.
Hey, whiskey drink, I know it's been a while.
In a shocking twist, Jason Aldean samples Tub Thumping by Chumbawamba. He drinks a whiskey drink, he drinks a vodka drink, he drinks it, nah, just kidding. It's about, oh, who the fuck even cares? Guys, intervention here. You know you can drink other things besides whiskey, right?
I hate whiskey, it just keeps me up. I'm thinking about us.
See, your boy Dylan Scott's got the right idea. He's now going to talk about the side effects and how you should handle your emotions in a mature manner while you're sober. And just kidding, he's going to drink it anyway.
'Cause it only gets me drunk on you, on us.
Yeah, I know this didn't chart. I'm just still annoyed I didn't put Can't Have Mine on a worst list.
Took me a break from burning up the road. Tried to do some reacquainting with a girl I used to know.
Let me just put a little pin right here just to see if it pays off for me somewhere down the road. Here goes. Gavin Adcock seems like the kind of guy who is 3 to 4 beers away from making his own version of Try That in a Small Town. 2024 had Drake versus Kendrick. 2025 had the Cash Me Outside Girl sampling Carnival by Kanye West for a diss track versus whoever the hell Alabama Barker is. Well, Richard, she's actually Travis Barker's daughter, and this feud actually has a long history of up. I don't give a shit.
I wanna live in a country house with you.
Hey, would you like to hear what sounds like a deleted cut from Southside? One of the worst albums of the decade? No? Good choice. Next.
Are you with me? In the phantom with the roof gone. I pull up like Jimmy Neutron.
Justin calls a song Yukon and doesn't even sample this iconic banger.
Defrosted for you and for me.
Can't you do anything right, Justin?
Put it on me, baby, oh yeah, it's been overdue. He gon' do whatever I say, cause sexy got that hoochie cool.
I had several people yell at me that I should have put Sexy Red on a worst list last year, so here you go to make up for it. Honestly, I don't mind her at all. She's got her own style, she does her own thing. It's not for me, but at least I can pick her out of a crowd for the one thing she does. However, all she can do is the one thing, to the point I swear people are just having her on their songs for the sake of putting featuring Sexy Red next to the song title, because they know it'll draw attention regardless of if the song suits her or not. And yeah, of all of her feature credits, this is the most square of pegs trying to fit into a very round hole. Hey, remember when I did this?
You're so cool. And with my star, we're gonna rule.
If an utterly unhinged 80s pastiche of a man going through a masculinity crisis in a power ballad where the word peach is said 38 times is what it's going to take for everyone not to take numbers on a chart so seriously, chill out, and stop screaming at each other online for 5 minutes, then I welcome it. I welcome the weird songs, I welcome the memes. Well, this'll teach me for opening my big stupid mouth, won't it?
La 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 lava, chicken. Steve's lava chicken, yeah, it's tasty as hell.
Okay, I was half right here, and 2025 really did prove it. We don't have weird on the charts anymore. We don't have the memes. I just want one joke song, alright? Is it too much to ask for steamed hams mixed with feel-good ink to appear on the charts?
Well, it's steamed ham, despite your radishes. Steamed clams.
Probably, but I just want one silly moment, okay? So I can look at an equivalent image on the year-end charts to that time where Pinkfong and YNW Melly were on the same page together. Something that can show that these charts aren't just largely controlled by radios and other dodgy methods used to manipulate everything. And can it come from someone else besides Jack Black doing his 20-year-old Tenacious D thing again? Well, that's my argument and defense anyway. Am I forgiven for this? No? Well, okay. I have prepared a 17-minute apology that will address the controversy.
Walk with me, follow me, baby, come talk with me.
Do you want to know how many takes it has taken for me to say, "Touch Me Like a Gangster" by Jesse Murph?
We did 20 takes, and that was the best one.
I want to meet your madre, pay my respects to your padre, mi amor.
The equivalent of having your Mexican friend over and telling them you're making authentic Mexican food, only to bring out an old El Paso fajita kit and skimp on all of the seasoning. Added to the growing list of many embarrassing things that Drake has done. No. I already did a video around terrible samples in 20 songs last year. I'm not making another video like that based upon shit like this. I can't. I just about survived the damage of listening to Young Gravy. We're done. We're not doing this anymore. I said no.
I like that you like me. I kissed your lips, you got good taste.
My last cut from the list, and I'm probably gonna regret it over time. I don't know. I just find myself pitying MGK here. It's giving big, guy who left a popular boy band to try and make it on his own type energy. The sound on this is nice to my ear at least. I like that guitar on the chorus quite a bit. Give it to, I don't know, insert name of a pop punk band of your choice here, and I think this could work. There's just one teeny tiny little problem with this Machine Gun Kelly song.
I don't wanna say this wrong. Yeah. Tell me, would you wait for me?
There's a Machine Gun Kelly attached to it.
My chest is hurting, my feet can't fall out of bed. I don't know where to go, so I'll lay here instead.
I don't even hate this song. I just want to point out Malcolm Todd originally promoted this by saying he was releasing unreleased Steve Lacy tracks. Weird.
In the back of my mind, you died, and I didn't even cry.
Well, this all seems very silly and overly dramatic. He's still a teenager. I can probably skip this one and not think about this song ever again.
A teen girl's body is found in the trunk of a car tied to a rising music artist.
The investigation into the strange death of a teenage girl whose body was found in a car registered to singer David. As we continue to cover the investigation into the death of 14-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez.
In the back of my mind, you died, and I didn't even cry.
I appear to have found myself in an active crime scene. Ugh. I originally wrote out a section about this that could honestly have been its own video, but then I just realized how much of a dumpster fire it would have turned my comment section into, and how much everything I would say would have just completely derailed this video itself. So let's be brief and try and keep it to the music. Because I have nothing to add on the legacy that's been left behind by Charlie Kirk. I didn't listen to his podcast, I didn't consume his debates with students, it's just not my thing. But I think we can all agree and empathize that a wife is now without a husband, and 2 kids are going to grow up without a father. And regardless of what you thought of the man, that's tragic. No family should have to go through that, and the far-reaching cultural ripple effect is going to be felt for years to come. And so up steps Tom MacDonald, who was so desperate for a hit, so desperate for the attention, that he went straight into the studio and had this song released within 24 hours of the shooting. No, I don't care that the money he makes from this is going to his family. He did this song to capitalize on this man's shooting because he knew everyone would be talking about it. The man has no shame. I wish I didn't have to write this song. Me too, Tom, yet here we are. This song has very little to do with me. Uh-huh. Well, here's you bragging about your precious #1 on the iTunes charts several times. And how an article from MSN criticized you. Spoiler alert, they didn't. They literally just reported the facts of you doing this song. I thought you liked facts. The man is an attention whore who can't go 5 minutes without throwing a tantrum and writing 15 songs that all sound identical. And the only saving grace is that this grifting on the Billboard charts begins and ends with him. It could be a lot worse. Congratulations, Tom. I hope it was worth it for 1 week at number 77. Not a radio station in the land will ever touch your music enough to ever give you a sustainable hit. There's a fact for you. Alright, it's been mostly easy targets so far, so let's do a contentious one to round this off. Yeah, I know. Man complains about man-child. Just play the TikTok at me.
Stupid. Or is it slow? Maybe it's useless.
It's all of them, Sabrina. Look, I get it. The song isn't for me. It's against the asshole who cheated on her, and it's for all the women out there dealing with asshole men. I just think the whole thing is a complete step down from every other single she's released from Short and Sweet. I think it's one of her weakest singles as someone who's enjoyed a whole lot of Sabrina Carpenter, where the infamous bridge feels like it was made more for the sake of virality than the rest of the song itself. It's fine, I suppose, and if it gave you a point of catharsis against some asshole, then I don't want to take that away from you. But at the same time, I don't want just fine from someone who is responsible for bedchem, Juno, please please please, nonsense, the list goes on. And those are your dishonourable mentions. It's top 5 time, where I promise you'll actually recognise a few of these. Number 5. There goes Richard, the guy who put David Guetta on repeated worst lists despite running out of things to say years ago. The guy who will put a Maroon 5 song on a list out of spite even though it only charted for a week, while also standing up for the blandest boyfriend country song imaginable and putting multiple of them on best lists. I don't have a defense for myself, but hey, at least I'm self-aware. And so, it was incredibly disappointing to see someone who I stuck up for previously make something I couldn't defend. God damn it, Jordan.
I ain't saying I'm an angel, baby, if you can't tell, no, I ain't to take you home with mama tight.
Although Jordan has always been really hit or miss for me, I feel like that's the case for a lot of the Nashville A or B list when it comes to singles, and sadly, this is a bad miss and one that paints him in a really bad way. The premise being, a woman is waiting on her boyfriend, and Jordan is playing the proverbial third wheel in this situation. That's it. That's the entire premise. The grand sum of this one guy's crimes are... checks notes. He's turned up late to meet her, and so she had to buy a drink for herself. Well, better send him straight to the gallows then in that case, right? Well, Richard, if you watch the music video, it's shown that the guy in question is actually a douchebag. So it's actually, yeah, no. I don't want to watch additional lore so I can hope to understand what the hell is happening. It's a song, not a Kingdom Hearts plot explanation video. Use your words. And so Jordan does.
I ain't saying I'm an angel, baby, if you can't tell, no, I ain't to take you home with mama tight.
Ugh, ladies, don't you just hate a bad boy who you won't be able to fix?
I ain't saying he's a bad guy, all I know is that guy must have up and lost his mind tonight.
No, I'm not saying he's a bad guy. I'm just giving you a PowerPoint presentation of why I'm the better person than him.
I'm looking at what he's got to lose, sitting all alone tonight. Look.
No, of course I'm not saying you should get with me instead. But hey, I'm here and he ain't. So...
I'm here and he's in my head. That ain't no kind of love. I ain't saying I'm the one. I'm just saying he sure as hell ain't. He sure as hell ain't.
No, I'm not saying any of these things. I'm just heavily implying them, as someone who's met you at a bar for like 5 minutes. What if, and this sounds absolutely crazy here, what if you took this random guy out of the equation? What if she was just a girl in a bar who you met and immediately hit it off with? That way you don't have to create tension or unnecessary drama or stakes for the sake of some weird savior complex. And if you're not going to do that, can you just at least be honest? Sure, I ain't saying is a more catchy title, but honesty truly is the best policy. So just call it, I am actually saying all of these things and I want you to come over here and sit on my penis. And while you're at it, can you learn your lesson please? Because this isn't your first rodeo.
If he ever singles you up, if he's ever stupid enough, I'm gonna be the first one calling you baby. Girl, it's just a matter of time until you find that the right guy
It's just weird, this whole narrative. A guy just lurking in the corner waiting for his opportunity to strike. Like, this isn't you, my dude. You're a country hunk with an enviable beard and an actual family now. The age of the fedora-wearing white knight is over, life isn't a teen drama from the 2000s anymore, and I ain't saying you all need to grow up and move on. No wait, I am actually saying that, because this shit sucks. Next. Number 4. Last year I was attempting to be kind to Benson. I was kind of joking around with beautiful things, and even though that godforsaken chorus is now permanently seared into all of our brains for the rest of time, I could see a potential for him to take a direction that would at least be tolerable. I don't think he can't sing, I just think all this energy needs placing with much better production. I'm trying my best not to just flat out hate this guy, but I'm sorry. This is absolutely insufferable. The over-the-top, pompous kind of theatrical energy, the kind that gives theatre kids everywhere a bad name, and also how smarmy and smug and oh so full of himself that he is here. There's a difference between light-hearted flirting and sounding like you're being pushy, and this is way far over to the wrong side. And like beautiful things before it, boy does it have a way of getting stuck into your head in the worst possible way.
Moonbeam ice cream, taking off your blue jeans, dancing at the movies.
I'm sure you've been wondering, what on earth is moonbeam ice cream?
Moonbeam ice cream.
I don't know. I really don't know.
I swear, guys, I just made it up. Wink, wink. Sure, Benson. Just like Cherry Pie, it's just a sweet, innocent little song about some pie. Just like Lollipop by Lil Wayne, it's just a song about what his favourite flavour of China Chops is. Just like Cookie Jar by Gym Class Heroes is about what flavour of Oreos they like. Just like Cake by the Ocean is all about eating cheesecake at the beach. I swear, I just made it up. Anyway, please visit your local Crumble so you can try my Moonbeam ice cream all for yourself. Wink, wink. I trust you to connect the dots, because if I do and say it out loud, YouTube is probably going to take down another video of mine, and I have trouble keeping my videos up on this platform as it is. Just the worst kind of unbearable, where his obvious Harry Styles worship has been fully exposed. Identity theft is not a joke, Benson. Millions of families suffer every year. Except Harry actually knows what restraint and charm is. It's just so extra all of the time, and never stops sounding so impressed with itself to the point it's just nauseating and enough to put you off Ben & Jerry's for life. Fuck your ice cream, stay the hell away from my jeans, and go front flip into a ditch. Number 3. Last year brought us a brat summer. This year, the year of the Christian white boy. Christian music, ironically, had one hell of a year, perhaps one of its most popular in decades. Granted, there has always been some form of religious focus in songs on the Billboard charts that were more and less subtle, without just fully becoming actual Christian music. But this year, oh boy, we are just out here praising the Lord and spreading the good news. And here to spread the message louder than anyone this year, step forward Forrest Frank, one half of the band Services, who you may remember from Sunday Best, and of course the brother of Filthy Frank. Forrest's career has taken quite the different turn from running around in public screaming at people, and let's just stop the joking around and get right to the point here. Have you ever listened to the sound of a song and knew it just wasn't for you? Like, just an immediate aversion to it straight away. It starts off promising, the spare piano and earnest voice. If it remained as this, it might have been okay. But oh man, does it go completely off the rails.
You're always better. You're always better. Oh Lord, you're always better. Jesus, you're always better.
I'm sorry. I try to be considerate. I try not to be so blunt, but no. My ears reject the way this sounds. I reject the merging of hip-hop elements into songs about how awesome Jesus and God are. I reject it all. I've been online for far too long. You incorporate hip-hop and religion, my brain only goes to one place.
My rhymes are fly, my beats are sick, my crew is big and it keeps getting bigger. That's 'cause Jesus Christ is my...
Some things just aren't meant to mix, and the sooner we figure out trap hi-hats and 808s don't mix with John 3:16, the better we are all going to be. Or, I don't know, maybe someone can figure it out. I was pretty against country and hip-hop elements mixing and merging, and then Old Town Road came along and proved me wrong there. Maybe take my opinion here as someone who isn't religious with a grain of salt, but I went to a christening this year. I sung Give Me Oil in My Lamp in a church. Everyone was together. It was a communal kind of feeling and a lovely day of celebration. And even with me not being religious, I can certainly see why this kind of music, both older and more contemporary, can lift the spirits and is enjoyed by those who are. Forrest seems like a nice dude, out here doing dances and reaching people. But instead of it feeling like something that everyone can be part of, Your Way's Better just feels smug and self-serving, and like I'm back at infant school assembly with a guest speaker trying to convince us all about how cool Jesus is. There's no humility, no sense of greater story, no arc, just the most basic level of struggle that fails to move anywhere beyond the surface level. Pun intended, because you should always mean your puns. And if all this works for you, brilliant. I'm happy for you. I'm happy you find strength, resilience, and a sense of hope in something higher. But the same snotty level of delivery from Sunday Best that I didn't like then is still here. There's nothing to his voice that speaks to me of any form of struggle, and the production is so cheap, I've no idea how anyone religious could find anything to this. If we're going to be seeing a lot more Christian music on the charts, and the way the radio has so much control over things, I think that's definitely possible. I'm going to need a lot more depth and substance to everything this genre could be turning to. Because this isn't the way, and this ain't it. Hi there, Editor Richard here, quickly popping in to say that as I was working on this video, a cover/interpolation of Rich Mullins' Awesome God charted. This is going to be my future now. Number 2. Well, let's gather round the yearly trash fire and toast our marshmallows.
I just bought a mansion in Malibu. You know how I get with an attitude.
2025 didn't give us a whole lot, but it's nice when a song comes out that is just a top-to-bottom mess that makes it very easy for me. But it leads me to something that's far more puzzling. I don't know what Jessie Murph is trying to do. And sometimes I don't think she does either.
The day I wrote this, it was a very long day. I had been in the studio for like 12 hours, I think. It was at the end of the night, and I had a lot of energy. I had like 2 caffeinated Midol, and I was just like riveting. They were playing beats, and then they played this one, and we made the song in like 15 minutes, I think.
Put a pin in this. We'll be coming back to it. And I'm serious when I say I don't know what Jessie Murph is trying to do. Is this trying to be in the style of trap or hip-hop? Kinda. It's got the rattling hi-hats and the trap percussion going on, but it's also sort of country. Jessie herself is from Nashville, but there is just a distracting amount of twang and accent that she's putting into all of her vocal inflections, where she is squeezing every last syllable in some words, like a talent show contestant showing off what they can do with their voice, regardless of if the song needs it or not. And twinned with all of this vocal processing, it just turns into a disaster, where, once again, I'm just confused as to what is happening here. I've never been mad or angry at blue strips. I'm just kind of in awe of it.
Blue strips, bad tits in a strip club, throwing ones at your bitch, and I know you know what's going on.
Yeah. Take that, random stripper. I'm paying you to do your job. That'll teach you.
I know you know what's going on. I'm going home, I'ma take it off for 'em.
Wait, is this a male stripper?
I'ma strip down all your bronzer.
Yeah, that's, no.
I haven't been to the strip club, but when I go, I feel like it's gonna be like the pre-chorus.
Have you not, Jessie? I couldn't tell. It's just a song of numerous ideas where they all gather together and smash into one another in a glorious jumble of contradictions and possibly the worst chorus of the year.
Boy, mad at you. I had to get back at you. I had to get back at you, yeah.
Because apparently she took advice on enunciating from 2017 Shawn Mendes.
Boy, mad, boy, mad, boy, mad.
I know, I didn't think I'd be referring to this fucking song twice in a video either. If I had a nickel, I suppose. But if you thought it ended here... here's where things get somehow worse and way more concerning.
I might get a little slap, but you wouldn't hit me on Snapchat. Don't fucking text me at 2 a.m. saying where you at, boy, fuck you.
Once again, I don't know what Jessie Murph is trying to do. And sometimes, I don't think she does either. Let's grab that pin again.
The day I wrote this, it was a very long day. I had been in studio for like 12 hours, I think.
Yeah, I know this was for Blue Strips, but I'm imagining it applies to multiple songs. If you have been in the studio for 12 hours, and by the sounds of it are just desperate to get something, anything onto wax, that's a bad sign. You can't force music creation. Some days are great, and when they're not, it's just one of those things. Look for inspiration, get some rest, come back tomorrow. This 2.5-minute Genius video says so much, but it was more of a sign that a lot of people around Jessie Murph don't seem to care about her music, and the result is 1965. Another one-week wonder, but I wanted to point it out due to the severe backlash its video received. And further proof if you look towards the credits at the end, none of which are attributed to Jessie. I know I said earlier that a music video shouldn't matter in the grand scheme of the song itself, but I haven't seen one rejected this way, this badly, since Woman's World. And, oh wait, that bit in the video is coming up, isn't it? Here, let me replace it with something that's not going to get this video taken down. Although the official video is still up on her channel, maybe I could get away with it. I mean, how bad could the like to dislike ratio be on the video? Oh my god, Jesus Christ. Okay, here we go. Here's some cows. Right, where was I? Oh yeah, this now infamous video that cuts to a small child handing Jessie Murph a gun before the very next shot shows two people having sex with all the intimacy and beauty of a truck stop motel, and then Jessie Murph sticking the gun into some guy's mouth. This is all within 30 seconds of each other. This isn't the difference between provocative and rage bait here. Something like, say, Britney Spears or Christina Aguilera videos from the 90s or 2000s, as opposed to, I don't know, Tom McDonald or Tekashi 6ix9ine. It's just weird. Like all the other names I've just mentioned here, they'll hit you straight away with anything provocative or rage bait coded. The moments from 1965 happen a minute and a half into the video, when a whole lot of people have probably clicked away. The moment's gone, I can switch it back to the actual video now. And I'm probably overthinking all of this as well, but this feels like something far more sinister. A devil-may-care attitude from everyone, and there are so many names again in this video's credits that simply don't care about Jessie, her record label included. We can laugh at bad songs, we can agree songs are bad together, or we can disagree and I'll say, hey, I'm glad you like it, but I listen to this delivery, the way her voice just strains and cracks to hit notes, words just topple and fall clumsily into one another, and sometimes when I listen to certain songs, I think to myself, to be a fly on the wall in that music studio when this was being recorded. I listen to this and I think exactly that. It's just all over the place in the most uncomfortable of ways, to the point I wonder how Jessie even is as a person while trying to record any of this. Or, I don't know, maybe the mess of feelings and emotions is meant to match the swing of the song itself. It's meant as some form of performative art. But even then, the strings and piano that are supposed to be bringing across this doo-wop style, half in the lane of Meghan Trainor and the other half Amy Winehouse, is just completely swamped out by the intrusive bass. It's just a complete disaster on every front and no way around it. I haven't heard a song like 1965 in a long time, that even viewing it as being wrapped in so many layers of satire and irony, and of course it's not an actual desire for her to have her own rights just taken away from her. The performance, production, instrumentation and visuals just leave no room for nuance or subtlety. I know Jessie Murph is going to feature in pretty much every single year-end worst list video. The music certainly is one thing, but I hope caution could be taken at the same time, because I'm really worried for her as a person and how her career is being handled. Number 1. At various points in writing this script, Jessie Murph and Forrest Frank were both number 1. But in the end, despite me struggling to find anything redeemable on Jessie Murph's artistic process, or just finding myself completely at odds with the sound Forrest Frank is trying to make, we're once again back with the guy who makes the most shit. I received a few comments last year that I put too much country music on my worst list, and I certainly haven't helped my case with this video or the following segment, and I can only apologise. I do try not to repeat myself. I did put a couple of Morgan Wallen songs on a very extended best list last year, and I'm the Problem definitely does have some great songs on it. But like with One Thing at a Time before, the sheer weight of everything was just enough in the end. I hate having to consume music this way for the sake of being informed enough to make a video like this. I don't do this as a job. I can't monetize my videos due to the music videos I'm using. I try to do this YouTube thing for fun. But every time Morgan drops 2 hours worth of new material, this becomes work. Because I can't just ignore him. He's one of the most prolific artists of the decade so far, and he knows this strategy of just releasing as much music as possible on an album works. Just In Case Here was penned as an alternative to Thinkin' About Me, and honestly, I'd say it's worse.
Don't know where you at, don't know where you been.
Thinkin' About Me is an ugly, ugly song that between its 2000s era grunge atmosphere and sleazy delivery, tone and wordings makes it a thoroughly unpleasant listen. But you know what? It's honest. Morgan is painting himself as an awful person in an awful situation, doing the most awful of things, and for everything that song is, he succeeds. It's still a terrible song and I hate it, but I'd rather someone be honest with how ugly what they're presenting is than be deceitful.
I ain't saying that I always sleep alone. I ain't saying that I ain't met no one else.
I ain't saying, huh? Doofenshmirtz, you're appearing a lot this year, huh? I think what really came to the forefront for me this year is just how much contempt Morgan has for women in general. As he rattled through song after song of minor key tales about how they're nothing but trouble, but now I've lost her, I've realised she actually was the one. And I'm sorry, I don't buy a single second of it. He comes close to an answer.
That's wishful thinking, baby, honestly.
But then his true intentions show.
But I know you ain't forgotten me. So
it's just projecting narcissism and manipulative tendencies, hiding how shitty it really is behind pretty twinkly guitars and gentle drums. So now what, Morgan? You go home, check your phone, see no new messages, pass out and do it all over again? Who does this serve? Who is it for? Why? Why are you doing this? What do you get from this? Other than painting yourself as a thoroughly miserable person who seems to get joy from messing people around, who once again, he doesn't even care to remember their names.
and there's always a couple trying to take your place, but I never fall in love, baby, just in case. You wake up wanting me out of the blue. You lay down needing what I used to do.
Oh yeah, don't forget to humble brag, dude. That'll get her to WhatsApp you again. Here's an idea. Instead of insisting on being the problem, Wouldn't the better thing to do be to actually talk to this person, rather than sit by the phone waiting for her?
Leave with someone I don't know her name. Pull her real close, but I leave some space. Yeah, I could have 3 words on my tongue, but I won't ever say them.
Nah, I'm just gonna write a shitty song about trying to make a girl jealous while messing others around. Brilliant. Good job, Morgan. One of his worst songs. And this was a year where he really added to that list.
It ain't nothing like where I'm from, no. Yeah, I can't keep my gun in my truck, and they don't know my name at these bars.
Arriving 3 years too late to a trend where everyone was randomly playing Miami, My Amy on viral TikToks, and somehow forgetting that he already made a perfectly fine song about Keith Whitley.
Good whiskey, girl, it just don't last when Keith Whitley.
But given he's released like 700 songs, it must be difficult to keep track of them all. And rather than being tasteful and restrained, he just goes straight for the hazy interpolation and completely gutting Keith Whitley's original of anything sweet or charming, instead choosing to coat it in so much echo and reverb to the point it sounds sleazy, and sleazy just turns to incoherent with reference to Sand in My Boots of all songs. I have no idea what he's even doing here, and if you thought everything was baffling here, let's check out the remix featuring Rick Ross and Lil Wayne.
I eat so much shrimp, I done poisoning. I can't even swim, but I could throw a yacht party. We real lit in Miami. I'm like Will Smith in Miami.
I'm not sure how this happened, but here's my prediction. Hi Rick Ross, it's me, Morgan Wallen. I really relate to you as a fellow person known to be recorded saying things that really shouldn't be said. Let's put our heads together and see what we can come up with. Also, I'm CCing you in on this email, Lil Wayne. You sampled Island in the Sun by Weezer this year, so I presume you're up for anything.
On an island in the sun, we'll be playing and having fun.
P.S. Looking forward to giving both of you your highest charting hit of the year. Kind regards, Morgan Wallen.
It ain't nothing like where I'm from. Yeah, I can't keep my gun in my truck.
This is canonically how the event happened in my head, and I will not be corrected.
Hey, Mr. City Man, rollie on your wrist, NASDAQ in your hand, rolling your eyes at my beat-up truck, fade in the back, spitting in my cup.
Next up, a song where Morgan makes up a random character to project a personality onto, and unintentionally offends the type of people he's attempting to pander to.
I hope you break your back for that barely get by paycheck.
You're literally calling the people you're pandering to poor.
When you die, I hope you come back as a redneck.
Yeah, I hope you come back as someone who is as miserable as we are pretending to be. Get the fuck out of here with this fake cosplay nonsense.
It's trying to make a living, this ain't supposed to feel like dying. Looking for my golden ticket, can't find no silver lining. And these days 9 to 5 feels more like 25 to life.
And now for part 2 of Get the Fuck Outta Here. You already made it. If life's a game, you've won 20 times over. Your career got better after the scandal, and you're quite literally doing side quests.
For the bad guys out there, yeah, I'm the problem.
As someone who's worked 2 separate jobs at once for over a decade of my life, there is no middle finger big enough to hear this come out of the mouth of Morgan fucking Wallen of all people.
And I can't wait to kiss her in front of you. I can't wait to put you through the hell that you put me through. Baby, I can't wait to see the look on your pretty face when I break your heart in two.
Who is this for? The 30+ million people who streamed it since its release, Richard? Okay, bad question. Let me try again. No, wait, I've got a series of questions. What do all these women who you use and run through for the sake of making shitty country songs look like, Morgan? all these women who don't get names, personalities, describe a detail of them. Are they tall, short, write about their hair, their eyes? What's something you love about them? Where are they from? What do they do for work? What do they like to eat? How do they like to dress? What about their parents, their family? Small details that paint a picture of who someone is, that paint a story. You know, what the origins of country music was built on. Make up a name for the sake of songwriting to humanize them. I'm not asking you to outright name them like Sam Hunt did on Drinking Too Much, good God no. But once again, all this album does is just paint every woman Morgan encounters as a one-dimensional image of a woman whose sole purpose is to make a narrative about how they've done Morgan wrong and made him miserable.
Baby, I can't wait to see the look on your pretty face when I break your heart in two. Yeah, you know that I just wanna ruin your favorite spot.
Yeah, I'm gonna kiss another girl in front of you, thus showing the new girl I'm totally not over the last one, and pissing her off when she realizes I'm using her to get back at an ex, which the ex in question will find all of this pathetic.
I hate to be you, girl, hate to be that guy, but I can't wait to kiss her in front of you.
No, Morgan, you love playing this guy. You love being this version of yourself. If you didn't, you wouldn't have written an entire song about it. Good job once again, Morgan. Well done for showing the world you have the emotional range of a teaspoon and the emotional intelligence of someone who binge listens Andrew Tate podcasts.
Just wanna ruin your favorite spot, act like I don't know you, bring me into the parking lot.
No, Morgan, avoid the parking lots. You, alcohol and parking lots don't mix, remember? There were over 50 songs written for I'm the Problem. If this made the cut, can you imagine how bad some of the others were? Sorry, I am really overdoing it here. Last one, I promise. Let's wrap this up. And so we conclude where it all begins. Upon first hearing that Morgan Wallen's latest album was going to be called I'm the Problem, I had hope. At the time and outside of the music, he was acting in a way that realized that all that he was doing was making him look awful. So was playing the role of the bumbling idiot and being self-aware about it.
Am I standing or what?
You want one?
What?
I don't know if you want one or not. I'm at your bar.
Yeah.
Is this your first time here?
Since it's open, yeah. Hopefully I don't violate my probation by being here.
Are you on probation right now?
Mm-hmm. Shout out to my PO.
I held hope he could ride whoever he was being away from a microphone and be a better version of himself when he gets back in front of one. How did that work out for me?
I guess I'm the problem, and your meds never do no wrong. If I'm so awful, then why'd you stick around this long?
I swear, writing this script has driven me mad, because at so many points I thought, hey, I've written this before, or I've said that word too many times, so I do my usual rewrites and redos before realizing, no, everything that's already happened has just happened again. This is just last night all over again, but worse. The guitar work isn't as strong or memorable, melodically it's nowhere near as catchy, the production is worse, and lyrically, it's just...
If I'm so awful, then why'd you stick around this long? You hate the when you look at me, you halfway see yourself, and it got me thinking, if I'm the problem, well, you might be the reason.
Sledgehammer levels of blunt. No clever turn of phrases, no wit, no accountability, no stakes, no resolution, no substance. Nothing. You're awful, I'm awful too, I guess, but I'm gonna gaslight you because of course I'm not as bad as you. Just the very apex of misery, and every time I heard it, I was immediately in a worse mood. And yeah, for long-time viewers, you know that I got married last year, so of course I wasn't going to be able to relate to this. But I'm sorry, there's just nothing to this song besides wallowing in the wretched state of it all, to the point I can just play you lines and not analyze them in the slightest. I'm just so sick and tired of this, and the fact that it works so well for him every time. How many more times are we going to roll out the shitty relationship melodrama? How many more 2-hour Morgan Wallen albums am I going to have to listen to for the sake of making a year-end list? How many more times of me doing this is it going to take before you're all completely sick of me? Rather than providing people attempting to talk about him online with the easiest possible punchline, and no, I'm not going to give him the satisfaction, everything around his character seems to show someone who's recognizing all the problems he has, but being acutely aware this is probably why people are so invested in him. He's had his redemption arc, and now he's untouchable. Did you think him getting drunk and chucking a chair off the roof of Eric Church's bar that almost hit some police officers was going to stop him? Nope! He's on the album with him. Did you think the infamous SNL drama of the walk-off was going to make people turn against him? Which, by the way, I think the set design here speaks volumes, don't you? Someone certainly thinks highly of themselves. Not a chance. He has the silent majority on his side and all the playlist placements he could ever possibly need. And as for anyone who's tried to listen to a country radio station in the last year will tell you, you can't go a single hour without hearing this guy. The system has enabled Morgan to make projects of this size. All 37 songs from this album charted. He broke his own chart record from One Thing at a Time. And he's just going to keep doing this again and again and again and again until it doesn't anymore. For a man who claims he's the problem, he lives in a world where he doesn't need to fix a thing. Morgan Wallen. The worst of 2025. And that is the list. Thank you so much for watching. Once again, I've managed to create my longest worst list to date. Sorry it was a long one. Turns out I had a lot to say. If you made it the whole way through, thank you so much. It means the world. If you'd like to like and subscribe, it would be a wonderful help to the channel. Leave comments about anything you'd like to below because that helps the algorithm. As I said earlier, I use copyright music, so I won't be able to make money off this video. So if you'd like to help out the channel, my Patreon link is below and is just $1 a month. Thank you so much again for watching. I'll see you real soon for the best lists.